Hello everyone. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sakhi Dabi. I'm a PhD scholar at Center of Excellence for Wildlife and Conservation Studies in the subject of wildlife sciences. On behalf of this center and Bhaktakavi Narasimha Mehta University, I extend my very warm welcome to all the participants and researchers and wildlife enthusiasts for joining us today for this inspiring webinar entitled Saving Species, Shaping Careers and Ex-situ Conservation and Fascinating Career Opportunities. About today's webinar, I would like to invite Dr. Shabnam Syed, Scientist D at this center, to give the overview about this webinar and this webinar series. Please, ma'am.
So much, Sakhi. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So very good afternoon, all of you once again. This is our third webinar, and I'm so happy that most of the participants are so consistent and they are following our webinar so nicely. Before I start the introduction of this webinar, I also want to wish everyone happy World Environment Day as well. So, Center of Excellence for Wildlife and Conservation Study is one of its kind of center located in Junagadh, dedicated work in the field of wildlife conservation and science-based conservation. We are also having another objective to create awareness and generate capacity building of different stakeholders such as UGPG students, such as research scholars, laymen, different forest frontline staffs in the field of wildlife science and technologies. So as a part of this particular objective, this entire webinar is also designed. So this platform is we are providing to connect everyone on one stage so that experts and aspirants can exchange their queries and experts can guide. So different wildlife experts such as professors, scientists, foresters, zoo curators, education officers, naturalists, everyone is the part of this webinar series, and we are so glad that we are getting very good response from the participants as well. So previous two webinars were taken by PhD scholars and scientists. So today's webinar is also from one of the wildlife experts who is working in the field of science and captive science. So I would request now Sakhi to introduce Mr. Ravi Chauhan. He's also a very good friend of mine. Thank you so much, Sakhi.
Thank you very much, madam. Now I would like to invite speaker for our today's session, Mr. Ravi Chauhan. He has been serving as a biologist cum education officer at Rajkot Zoological Park since 2015, contributing to wildlife conservation, animal management, research, and environmental education. Previously, he worked as a curator at Sakabag Zoological Park, Junagadh from 2008 to 2015 and briefly as a scientific officer with the Central Zoo Authority. With extensive field experience in ex-situ conservation breeding programs, his expertise includes animal behavior research, enrichment planning, enclosure design, captive animal welfare, and animal exchange management. He has also actively promoted biodiversity conservation through nature education camps, wildlife awareness programs, and outreach initiatives. His dedicated efforts continue to support modern zoo management and animal welfare and wildlife conservation in India. So, it is our great opportunity to hear from him. Thank you very much, Mr. Ravi, for joining us. Now, the platform is all yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sakhi. Thank you, Sabnam, for inviting me for this webinar series. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So First of all, very good afternoon, everyone. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone. And again, wishes you all a excellent World Environment Day. My webinar is organized on the very fruitful day that we all are connected with each other for a better future, for better nature. Uh, so I'll start my presentation. So basically, my subject, I'm going to talk on the saving species, sapping career, ex-situ conservation, and fascinating career opportunities. See, basically, why I have chosen this subject, because many students who are currently undergoing undergraduates or doing PG, uh, exploring career opportunities in different aspects, in different fields. So while discussing with all of you these things, with my experience and what I am doing right now as a part of Ex-situ conservation, I can share some insights that how we can or how one can go ahead with such career. So you all can see I have displayed some of the career opportunities available in the field of ex-situ conservation. Basically, there are certain designations students not aware about what to do after doing her BSc, MSc, or further research. So I have tried to cover all the aspects and scenarios in ex-situ conservation, that where you can go, where you can work, and how you can reach over there. The first of all, I would like to discuss that I'll go with the phase by phase. So what is the importance of the zoos and conservation breeding centers? So basically, it helps to protect endangered animals in captivity. Breeding centers increase the population of rare species through plant breeding program, and it also educate people about the wildlife conservation and importance. Uh, with the support of scientific research and animal behavior and breeding techniques, and zoos and breeding centers can help reintroduce endangered animals back into their natural habitat. I'll gradually cover all these points one by one in my upcoming slides. The first of all, we need to understand what is a zoo. So this is a definition of a zoo as per the Wildlife Protection Act. It is saying what happened. Okay. Zoo means an establishment, whether stationary or mobile, where captive animals are kept for exhibiting to the public or ex-situ conservation, and includes a circus and of conservation breeding center. Exhibit facilities such as a rescue center but does not include an establishment of a licensed dealer in captive animals. So you need to clearly keep in mind that zoos are basically a place where wild animals are kept. Earlier, this definition was a bit different, but in the amendment of Wildlife Protection Act in 2022, there has been some slight changes as there ex-situ conservation breeding centers are included now as a meaning of a zoo. Now, why we need ex-situ conservation? So we'll discuss this thing that to understand that we need to check that all our world wildlife, India supports almost 7 to 8% of global species on just 2.4% of the world's land area. What is the threat? There's a heavy human wildlife conflict, habitat fragmentation, and illegal poaching pressure on Indian fauna And now, the zoos in India have transitioned from colonial menageries into strictly scientific institution under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So basically all the zoos in India, majority are working on four objectives of conservation, education and awareness, research and recreation. So we'll take all this with some examples one by one. How we are going to do this thing. So first of all, we need to understand that all the ex-situ facilities are managed by central government autonomous body known as Central Zoo Authority, which was established in 1992, which is again established under the Wildlife Protection Act of India. I'll not go with all this work CZA is doing, but they are basically a regulatory and body who is guiding the zoos to keep the minimum standards at its best in the zoo to keep animals healthy and in natural environment. So as I was talking about the conservation as a objective, I like to give an example of Central Zoo Authority has selected 74 species for the conservation breeding program run by different zoos. They have what they are doing actually. They select the zoos and the species as per the region and giving them infrastructure facilities and other things uh, to promote conservation breeding in their zoo. For there are I can show you some examples like so these are the different species selected by Central Zoo Authority. 73 species are there. For an example, Asiatic lion, Sakarbag Zoo is the coordinating zoo, and while Hyderabad, Bhopal, New Delhi, and Rajkot Zoological Park are the participating zoo. Like this, there are different species, and all different zoos are allocated for the conservation breeding program. So next, I would like to share some successful stories as a part of ex-situ conservation. There has been a vulture conservation breeding program going on in different states like Haryana, Gujarat, then there is a center in Bhopal, there is a center in West Bengal, Rajabhat, there is a center in Junagadh, Sakarbag Zoo for vulture conservation breeding program. And there is a center named Pinjore Vulture Breeding Center in Pinjore, Haryana, which has successfully and Rajabhat Khawa in West Bengal successfully bred and released vultures in the wild as a part of the reintroduction program. So this success story of vultures, because we all know that vultures are the species which has been extinct in the wild almost 99%, as it was they were found in 30-40 years back. The another program is the pygmy hog recovery program, which is being managed in Assam. They have also successfully released pygmy hogs. Mouse deer reintroduction program by the Hyderabad Zoo. There has been red panda reintroduction program by the Darjeeling Zoo. Then Western Tragopan by and Tragopan and pheasants in Himachal Pradesh. And there has been one, I would like to say this Great Indian Bustard Recovery Program is going on in Rajasthan, which is being uh, also work with the WI, Wildlife Institute of India. What they are doing actually right now, as I have seen in their document, that they have the facility where as we all know that Great Indian Bustard is very difficult to breed in captivity or in captive condition or in breeding center, but they have successfully reared egg of a Great Indian Bustard collected from the wild. So this is a one step ahead in the successfully recovery of Great Indian Bustard future, maybe we can release them in the wild. The next, I would like to discuss about education and our the next objective. So moving from this is like an see, we all know that we need to do this thing, we need to do that thing for conserving nature, protecting environment. But how we can do this in Ex-situ programs? Zoos are doing conducting so many programs like nature education camps, zoo medicine initiative, and other outreach activities, other day celebration, and the benefit of Ex-situ program is that they can reach to larger audience. See, for an example, in Rajkot Zoo, every year 7 lakh annual visitors are coming. Out of those, almost 1 to 1.25 lakh are students and children. We target them as we cannot directly contact or attend each and every, but we try to make them aware about the basics and importance of wildlife conservation. Nature education camps at Rajkot Zoo is the key highlight educational activity of our zoo, as we are conducting one-day nature education camps at our premises, which has been a full day schedule. All the students go through extensive schedule like a visit, then expert talk, then interactive sessions, and so many things we cover in this education program. So basically, I want to say that education and awareness is also as important as to make people aware about the current situation. Then the research is again this is again one of my favorite thing, because without data we cannot do anything. See, so we need to fulfill all these things. Data gives us the insight that where we need to work, what we need to work, how we need to work. So the focus should be on the creating a centralized database linking Ex-situ zoo directly with the N-situ. See, Ex-situ conservation and N-situ conservation both are basically vice versa and connected with each other, because founder population, what we are getting in this ex-situ conservation breeding programs, are basically from the wild. From that founder population, we can further go ahead with the program and we can increase the population in captivity. So all these things done by the research, we need to study their captive behavior, we need to study what types of enrichment required, stress management. Advanced research are going on in laboratories. Again, the Lacon CCMB is one of the pioneer of conservation breeding programs in Indian zoos. And these are how biologists works in the field and in the lab while conducting their data and collecting their data and doing their research work. The last but not the least, see what happened basically. The visitor coming to any zoo facility are coming for entertainment, for fun part. So their objective is to visit a zoo where they can get relaxed, enjoy. Here comes the different part from the zoo side, that we need to convert their fun, their entertainment into some awareness and some education. So we try to engage them and some information at the exhibits. We provide each and every species information at the exhibit. Rajkot Zoo has excellent interpretation center, which focuses on basic information about the wildlife management, zoos, evolution of life on earth, and basic this gir ecosystem, Kutch ecosystem, means wildlife of Gujarat we have tried to depict in our interpretation center. But apart from this, how these visitors are getting enjoying their visit in the zoo, like we need to provide them facilities like battery operated vehicles. There has to be drinking points, toilets, canteens, resting centers. All these facilities fulfill their visit in a fun and education based visit for them. So these are the 4 objectives I would like to discuss with you all. Now we are reaching towards the Ex-situ conservation and this other aspects. But there has to be some bridge, right? For zoos and for breeding center must be connected with the jungles to keep the bond alive. So whenever someone is thinking about a career in wildlife, what the picture in their mind, I'm just giving an example, but everybody thinks you are taking life and others uh, am I audible, bro?
No, sir, your voice is breaking. Sir, not a clear voice, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir. Now, okay. No, sir. Currently, again, sir, noise problem.
Sir, I think there is some network issue.
It's working fine from
Yes, ma'am. I think
Hello.
network issue.
here now.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
But, sir, voice is breaking, sir.
Voice is not clear, sir.
Yes, voice is breaking.
Please continue. I think.
Hello.
Anji, sir. We are.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Okay. Uh, so I was talking that once you are thinking a career in wildlife, you one can imagine themselves working in the wild. But in today's world, there are uh, things going on extensively in ex-situ conservation, and many wars are fought and won in captive conditions. So let's discuss some career opportunities in the field of ex-situ conservation. So here you can see that I have separated the 4 categories for ex-situ conservation career opportunities. There has been zoological parks and breeding center. There has been gene banks and preservation facilities, botanical garden and arboreals, and aquariums and marine conservation centers. See, basically, this ex-situ conservation and careers are not limited to zoos and breeding centers. Okay, a botanist in a botanical garden, in seed bank, a biologist in a gene bank, a biologist in an aquarium, curator in aquarium. This all there are so many different careers are available in these fields. So one by one, we'll discuss all these things. So ex-situ conservation includes zoos, rescue centers, aquariums, breeding centers, and gene banks that conserve species outside their natural habitat. The professional roles, required qualifications, career pathways that we are going to discuss further now. So these are the 6 careers I'm going to talk right now. But apart from this, there are few career available which will interact during this presentation. So see, basically, biologists, what they do, they conduct population genetics, health monitor, captive breeding programs, enrichment programs. And there are different types of biologists available in different field, wildlife and zoo biologist, in the breeding centers, marine, nutritional biologist, plant and botanical biologist. Some are working in seed biology, the seed banks, some are tissue culture biologists. There has been molecular and reproductive biologists are also there, works on the conservation genetics, bioinformatics, and applied reintroduction biology, who is working on the recovery program of reintroduction for any conservation breeding program. So when there is a term used biologist, it is not what we can say limited to for certain criteria in all these fields as a biologist, but the thing is that we need to find the opportunity, and we need to find where these things are available for creating your career in this ex-situ conservation this field. So you can see this, there are different roles of biologists in ex-situ conservation, like captive breeding program, studying animal behavior, diversity management, reintroduction. And I have mentioned some roles over here that responsibilities. There has been a role of a biology, skills required like a strong knowledge of biology, research, analytical, and observation skill. Once you are in the field of wildlife, wherever it is, whether it is in situ, whether it is in ex-situ, the most important skill anyone is required is improve your observation. See, observing while even walking, while even going anywhere, will make your senses more powerful, that what to hear, what to see, what to smell. So these are the things and one need to improve with observations. So I personally feel and I personally believe that be observant is one of the very powerful skill required nowadays. Apart from that, the communication and teamwork is again very important while you are working in any such facilities as a biologist. And where you can work as a biologist in zoos and breeding center, aquariums, that already I have mentioned. I'm not going to repeat the same thing. These are some things. I have worked as a curator at Zuckerberg Zoo, as a biologist as a Zuckerberg Zoo. So you can see there's a marmoset feeding right now. See why I am showing this, because see, as I have mentioned that my subject is fascinating careers in ex-situ conservation. Why it is fascinating? Because you need you get the challenges each and every day, and there is not a what we can say. Hello. Any kind of boredom in this work. So you get the opportunities to work day by day. There is a new challenge, new opportunity to work on. As a biologist, this is very important for me, and one of my favorite thing to provide enrichment to different species in different seasons. This is about the summer enrichment in different species. There's been SADs are there, there's a foggers are there, there's a ice popsicles are there. So we try to provide each and every kind of enrichment to the species, that they don't get bored, and they get some nutrition also, they get some activity also. To understand enrichment, you need to attend one specific presentation on enrichment, because it's a very elaborative subject in the field of ex-situ conservation, because without enrichment, animals get bored, and they try to perform monotonous activities during their daytime. So breaking these activities, monotonous activities, very important, specifically in ex-situ conservation and in ex-situ facilities. So you see this meat popsicles given to the white tiger. You can see this. Summer season, they get all these things as a treat. It gives them activity, gives them some cool environment and food also. This is again ice popsicle with fruits given to the macaques. These are some sprinklers in the parrot aviary. Some cool environment for bear. Lion, then tiger. So all these things are duties performed by the biologist in a zoo, and I was showing these photos and videos because one should know that such things are going on behind the scene in the zoo, uh, apart from displaying the animals. That portion I'm going to discuss at last. Now we are coming to the next career as a curator in a zoo. Uh, this is very interesting because many students, almost as of now, number of students I have encountered in my career who is conducting BSc or masters, and I interact with them. They don't know about what is a biologist, what is a curator, where they are required. So first of all, this needs to be catered that you all need to understand that all these fields are available, and you need to uh, understand what they are doing actually. So curator is a very key species in any ex-situ conservation or any ex-situ facility, because they are managing almost everything in a zoo. They are managing health, they are managing exhibits, they are managing animal welfare, they are managing security, they are managing nutrition. So curators are basically providing so many things in a zoo that uh, they are like we can say har tale ki chabi. It's like that. So basically, they are looking for the animal collection, welfare standards, exhibit plannings, and all. Curators are at zoological parks and aquariums. There is a botanical and plant conservation curators are there. There is a gene bank, seed and germplasm banks curators are there. Stud book curator. See, what is I need to specifically tell you everyone what is stud book curator. See, each and every conservation breeding program for particular species, for an example, Asiatic lion, if I'm talking about, there has been a stud book is managed for each and every individual for all over India, and there has been a stud book for which is called a global stud book. So there has been a curator for stud book also who maintain all the data in a stud book. What is stud book? It maintains a pedigree and genetic diversity of particular animal. So you can find which animal, which species, which animal, for an example, in a lion, which male required to pair with which female in a lion. So with the stud book, you can manage that things. This gives you a good genetic diversity in your managing your conservation breeding program. Now, what are the roles? Basically, the doing a species recovery and strategy planning, research and monitoring going on. They monitor all these things. They work on a stud books. I already mentioned habitat management. One as I'm working in the Sakarbagh, I was working in the Sakarbagh Zoo, and now I'm working in the Rajkot Zoo. Habitat designing and management is one of my favorite thing, because you need to understand the species, and accordingly you need to create their habitat in captive conditions. It is like you need to try to replicate their wild habitat in captivity. So it's very challenging also, and very you need to be very creative also for that. Again, the roles and responsibility of curator I have already explained, which is I am showing right now over here. See, this was while creating an enclosure in Sakarbagh Zoo on habitat development. Even there has been trainings and workshops are also going sometimes carried on by the Central Zoo Authority. This was specifically for zoo designing and landscape architecture, which I have attended. With this such kind of workshops, you can improve your skills in designing of a habitat for particular species. These are as a part of curator. I was collecting some data of Asiatic lion cubs. You can see over here. I was monitoring their morphological data as they are growing day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. So this kind of data we were collecting. This is again, I was discussing with the forest trainees about the conservation breeding programs of Asiatic lion and vulture at Zuckerberg Zoo. As a curator, you need to be precise with what you are discussing with this forest trainees or any other students or any other group, because see what you are telling them, they with that they understand what type of conservation is required, what type of facilities are there, and how you need to go ahead with the breeding program. Now we have reached third career as a veterinarian. I am discussing this because it's a part of ex-situ conservation. Maybe very few are attending as a and last session. One, I don't know today she is here or not, but one student has asked in that presentation that she needs to go ahead with the career in ex-situ conservation, specifically as a veterinarian. So this is your answer. As a veterinarian, there are so many things you need to do apart from treatment. So veterinarian is not doing just not playing role just for a treatment or health aspects or nutrition only. See, they work on so many different aspects. Genetic pairing, as I am already told you, and as per the stud book, captive breeding programs, preventive medical care, nutrition diets. So there are, and I will discuss the qualifications for this also, but I have already mentioned over it is required to become a veterinary doctor and join any ex-situ facility. You need to become a basic qualification is BBSc, means the Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry, Masters in Veterinary Science. And there has been one PG diploma in Wildlife Health Management going on in Jabalpur. I'll discuss it in later on slides. So these are the roles basically played by a veterinary officer as already I have discussed. I need to talk something more over here, like earlier I have mentioned that the teamwork is very important. See, veterinarian, the very hands-on data they collect from the biologists and the curators. So biologist, curator, and veterinary. And apart from them, there is one more person who is playing a key role in the zoo. That is an animal keeper who is directly working with the animals. So these all are basically a team who is making all the things happen in a zoo, in a breeding center, on any other ex-situ facility. So working in a team gives a good, successful results. There is another opportunity is as a scientific officer. Scientific officer, like they work on basically research aspects. They collect data, they prepare reports and research data, compiling of research data. These all things they are actually doing. Genetic management, reintroduction and transfer. They basically monitor everything. The scientific officer basically monitor everything, prepares reports, and giving you proper insight of what actually you are doing. So these are again the roles and responsibilities of a scientific officer for ex-situ conservation. Again, where this scientific officer can work, zoos, breeding centers, aquariums. Oh, as I already mentioned those things. Now, very important, education officer. You can create a career as an education officer also, where you need to connect with the people, you need to connect with the visitors, you need to outreach, you need to do the outreach activity and so many things. And for this, you need a master's degree, even a BSc, bachelor degree somewhere. You can, there are some entry level position for education officer is there, like an zoo volunteer, tour guide. See, for all these entry level and mid level are required to get some exposure in the field of ex-situ conservation and as an education officer. See, there has been some educational activities going in Rajkot Zoo where I have been conducting this nature camps and other things. discussing with students about the importance of wildlife and so, see, almost we have such facilities also like nature education campsites over here in Rajkot Zoo, and many other zoos are also having this kind of facilities where students gather and we can talk to them. So these are the roles and responsibilities of an education officer. Now, as a botanist also, you can work in a ex-situ conservation facility. Responsibilities I have shown over here, like
Just a second, Ravi sir. Please,
yes.
can anyone mute Naushad? Naushad, please, can you mute yourself? Yeah. Okay, sir. Continue.
Okay, so basically, I have taken up a botanist in ex-situ facility because zoos and breeding centers, but there are also gene banks, seed banks, botanical gardens where botanists are required. If you are doing, if you have completed your BSc in botany, or you are pursuing your masters in botany or plant biology, this is a career you can even again explore at some place if you want to go ahead. A botanist need to do a document and identifying plant species, plant diversity, assessing plant diversity, collect and conserve plant genetic resources. There's so many things. See, each and every, all the roles in this ex-situ conservation are overlapped. Some work done by the biologist is also done by a curator. Some work done by a curator, also done by a biologist. Some work done by a biologist also done by an education officer or a veterinarian. So all these are overlapped with each other, but each and every job having their own importance in particular species, particular facility, particular zoo, particular conservation breeding center. So one need to be clarified with that thing. Each and every part of biologist, curator, education officer, veterinarian, botanist, they all are essential part of any facility. And where we are going now, these are the things I have discussed about the career opportunities and in ex-situ facilities, which are primarily required and essential. One more career I need to discuss with you is a wildlife photographer. See, there is a fascination and there is an excitement about this, but I need to discuss. There are some very important responsibility a wildlife photographer plays. Apart from clicking and editing videos, they are also making a good document to which can seen by a public, which can documented and which can whatever wild shows and discovery and National Geographic on any other wildlife channels you are seeing, it is because of such kind of photographers. See, so they are playing very good role in conservation and breeding programs. For that, one need to do such things. There are certain courses available, not specifically for wildlife, but for photographing, learning photography and all. There are few renowned wildlife photographers are there in Gujarat and India, with whom you can connect and get some exposure working with them, or if they are conducting small tenure workshops or courses, so one need to find such photographer. Later on we'll discuss if anyone wants to explore this thing. Now, very important. So we have to understand why ex-situ conservation required and how we can do that thing. Now, why you all are attending this webinar is here comes the major part. Now, where you can do and where you can search or where you can find. This is the things I need to discuss with you all. So first of all, you need to understand your own skills and pathways. Skill improvement, as I already told you all, that improving and learning new skills are the key thing in wildlife management. So these are certain education qualifications required under UG in biology, zoology, botany are baselines. MSc and PhD are preferred. Wildlife science, life science, conservation, reproductive biology, or veterinary science. There has been post-graduation diploma and PhD in wildlife health management after BSc and at AH, which is in Jabalpur, is going on. There's been some professional certification courses are there for internships and such things are also there. So you all need to gather all these things. First, you need to qualify as in a criteria of education. Then you need to gain some experience. And how you can gain your experience? It's like first, let me tell you this thing. For later on, I'll come to that slide. So you need to go to take some trainings, internships, hands-on experience in zoos, breeding centers, in situ, in ex-situ, wherever you get the opportunity, just grab that. See, finding an opportunity and grabbing the opportunity is the most important thing, because whatever I am talking about, making career in ex-situ conservation as a biologist, as a curator, as a veterinarian, as an education officer, as a scientific officer, all this required little bit of experience in this field. So once you are finished with your BSc or MSc, find the opportunities to work with the zoos or breeding center or any such facilities if you want to make your career in ex-situ or in-situ management, wildlife management. Now, job market and salaries. Okay, the very important thing. So demand is growing, of course. You all know that day by day, ex-situ programs are increasing in India and at a global level also, especially in behavioral biology, reproductive biology, veterinary care, and education. Zoos, NGOs, research institutes are also playing major role for hiring such candidates. If I'm talking about the salaries range widely, entry level in India is modest. International careers are competitive with benefits. Networking and publications significantly improve prospects. Now I come to this slide. So where one can do their life science, masters of life science, wildlife science is very important. See, there are very few institutes in India who conduct 2-year wildlife science, MSc, Masters in Wildlife Science. The very first is the Wildlife Institute of India, Dehradun, which is a key and pioneering institute for delivering excellent students, excellent candidates who are working in ex-situ and in-situ conservation in wildlife management. There is another institute that is NCBS TFIR Bangalore. There is another institute in Pune, the Bharati Vidyapit, who is conducting a 2-year master's program. The links, everything. If anyone wants this links, I can share later on. The SECON, the Salim Ali Center for Ornithology and Natural History, is also conducting 2-year masters in wildlife and science and ornithology. And emerging institute, the big NMU, CWCS, they have started this MSc in wildlife science. So I have specifically included this 5. And apart from this, I would like to show you some other institutes. See, you can see so many institutes apart from this. These are the, as per my opinion, these are the 4-5 top institutes you can start your masters in wildlife science. But apart from that, with this link, I have just got some information about there's so many 20 to 22 universities and colleges conducting such courses like Bangalore, Aligarh, Muslim University, Aligarh, then this Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Then there has been Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. No doubt there are different wildlife science, wildlife conservation, some ecotourism, wildlife photo. See, you can see the Guru Charan University, Silchar. Is here it is showing that certification, ecotourism and wildlife photography course. So you can find such opportunities. You just need to search properly and grab the thing where you want to go. There has been DES Pune University. There has been Kerala Veterinary and Animal Science University, Thrissur, which is conducting MSc Wildlife Studies. Again, there is a Wildlife Institute India. I have already mentioned. So these are the some institutes you can go ahead with your master level education qualification, getting your masters. I already discussed. I would like to discuss this thing also. See, many students need to know this thing that preparing for civil services to become an IFS, if you are preparing for the civil services after, see, this is because IFS and specifically in GPSC service, Gujarat Public Service and Commission in Gujarat, the range forest officer and assistant conservator of forest, these are GPSC based, and IFS is the UPSC based civil services. Here it is specifically for the science graduates only, and there are so few other applied sciences also included in this thing. So if you are if you want to make career in such civil services, you can go ahead with that also. And being an IFS, being an range forester, being an assistant conservator or DCA, whatever, you can directly or indirectly, but I will not say indirectly, you can directly contribute toward the environment and toward the wildlife management, where you get the opportunity to work in situ also, in ex situ also. So these are again one kind of a career you can go ahead with the ex situ, in situ both. Now I'm coming towards the conclusion. As a career in ex-situ conservation blends science, animal care, and public engagement. Success requires advanced qualification, practical internships, and continuous skills development. Focus on multidisciplinary training, international collaboration to access higher level roles and better compensation. Now, what is the takeaway? Is a combined rigorous science with hands-on experience. See, I'm telling you from the very first, after completing your BSc or masters, you need to start working somewhere to gain some knowledge, to improve your skill, to gain some experience. Then only you can improvise in your subject. So here are some insights about the zoos in Gujarat. There has been 154 zoos in India, or different categories: large, small, medium, mini. But now there has been 9 zoos in Gujarat: Sakarbagh Zoo, Indroda, Nature Park, Gandhinagar, Rajkot. There has been Ahmedabad Zoo. There has been Surat Zoo, Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee Garden. There is a Sri Sayaji Bagh, Vadodara, Kevadia Zoo, then Green Zoological Rescue and Rehabilitation Center, Jamnagar, then Sundarban. So I have given this list because see, the top 2 zoos are with the forest department. Next 4 zoos are with the municipal corporation. Next two, the Kevadia is with the forest department and with the Reliance, and the Green Zoological Rescue and Rehabilitation Center, Jamnagar, is again managed by the Vantara, and Sundarban Ahmedabad is managed by the CEE. So these are the 9 zoos which are also plays a role as a conservation breeding centers for some species. So you can contact all these zoos, you can meet them in person, you can email them to find the opportunities available as a biologist, as a curator, as an education officer, or as a volunteer, or as an intern, to gain some knowledge about captive management. The first step is learning captive management, then comes the experience, then comes the uh, posting. So you need to follow the such things. Now, where to find opportunities. See, this is very important things one need to know, that finding opportunities. So I am going to show you some currently available positions in a zoos and breeding centers, or you can find in I
मेरी तो
will show
लिंक्डइन
you some
प्रोफाइल ਤੇ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੀ
students.
ਅਲੱਗ ਈਮੇਲ ਆ ਲਿਖੀ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਖਾਨਮ 7 ਵਾਲਾ ਤਾਂ
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
sir.
Sir, the
So
Rajkot.
I recently went through one Instagram post which is showing now hiring wildlife and conservation jobs, right? So you can see there is a field researcher in wildlife SOS. It is a India-based organization. Then there is an digital literacy officer. Then there is an sea turtle biologist. Then there is a graduate student, Florida Scrubs Behavioral Ecology graduate opportunity. It's undergraduate students can apply over here. Summer digital marketing intern, remote. This is a remote job. This is a graduate aquatic scientist. Then there is a community engagement officer, social media associate, veterinary officer in Maharashtra. You can see these are the opportunities you need to find somewhere. Okay, PhD project opportunity, wildlife biology. We are hiring lead wildlife rehabilitator. So many things are available. See, you can get this information on careers.wildlife.org, which is again you can find some career opportunities. Apart from this, very important, and if you get some time to explore the Singapore Zoo's website, which is known as a Mandai Reserves. Just a second. See, you can directly connect what are the job openings I am going to show you. So you can see over here, as per your department, there are 85 jobs available right now in Singapore zoos. There are 2-3 zoos, Singapore Zoo, there is a bird park, there is a safari, river safari, everything is there. So if you want to go with the animal care operations, so there is one keeper required, there is an assistant curator required, there is an animal feed assistant required, there is one junior animal feed assistant required. These are all ex-situ openings right now. These are the jobs available at Singapore Zoo right now, but you need to fulfill all the criteria to reach over there. This is again WAZA. It is a World Association of Zoos and Aquarias. So these are some job postings are available for veterinary officer, education officer. You can see at Belfast Zoo, Northern Ireland, UK. There is a product analyst, veterinarian. There have been animal care supervisor, Aline Zoo. There is a curator birds and reptile, Aline Zoo. There is a director, wildlife health. So all these job openings are available there for different types of different kind of career opportunities. What we need to do, just we need to click and we need to find where we are fitting in that career. There is again career in WII is there, recruitments are there. Then there is BNHS is there, CWS India, World Wildlife in ORG is there. Then the WWF panda.org. The jobs are there available at present right now. All these are live links I have shared over here. So there are already opportunities available in the field of ex-situ conservation, in-situ conservation both. One need to find and one need to go ahead where he wants to go. Now we are reaching towards the final slides now. I would like to conclude with this thing that ex-situ conservation is not only a powerful tool for protecting endangered species and preserving biodiversity, but also an inspiring field filled with meaningful and fascinating career opportunities. From zoologists, veterinarians, botanists, biologists, professionals, this field allows passionate individuals to combine science, conservation, and innovation for the protection of our planet's natural habitat. As environmental challenges continue to grow, career in ex-situ conservation offer a unique chance to make a real difference while building a rewarding profession dedicated to nature, wildlife, and future generation. So, with this, I'm concluding my session. This is one photo I would like to share with you all that this is an end slide of my each and every presentation. It's like a never give up. Whatever, in whatever situation you are, and wherever you are, just never give up. Thank you very much, everyone. Over to Sabnam, over to Sakhi.
Thank you very much, sir, for this inspiring session. I think everyone will love this session. Now, this is open for the discussion. For the participant, they can directly give your question to the sir.
Yes,
He
yes.
can answer.
Anyone, if having any questions, or if I can guide someone, or if I can solve someone who wants have some queries, I am very happy to hear the questions.
And I would like to request Dr. Ravi sir that you can just drop your email in the chat box. So
Yes, definitely.
if no one has any question right now, then I would like to invite Dr. Shabnam Sayed madam to conclude this session, and then Sabha can give the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am. Hello. There are some questions in the chat box, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I was telling the same. Okay.
See, I am seeing a question in Philippines. Here in the Philippines, there is a negative perception about the zoos. What we can do to make it positive? See, as earlier I have mentioned that zoos are not only for displaying the animals. Basically, the objectives of the zoos, modern zoos, are changing since for last 2, 3, 4 decades, and now from recreation to we are going towards the conservation and education. To change the perception, one zoo need to work on their particular things about the how the zoo is taking zoo's objective in what way. See, displaying, because I think Philippines and other countries, I don't know much about the zoos, how they are managing over there. But to change the perception for audience, for visitors, or a particular person, one need to clarify about the zoos that they are not for the only for the displaying animals. They are basically conservation centers. We call the zoos living laboratories. See, right now at present many zoos I think having more than 50, 60, 70, 80 species in their animal collection plan. Not every visitor, not everyone in any particular the city, district, state, or country can go and see in those species in the wild and understand their biology and learn about them. But zoos are the opportunity where they can see, they can observe, they can learn about the particular species and get benefited with those things. So all these things are required to understand by particular zoos and particular people that in what way they want to go. So I would like to say this thing about this, how one can change the perception about the zoos. Any age criteria? Someone is asking any age criteria. I will say definitely if there is a job openings are there, there is a definitely some criterias are there for the age. As in India, if it's a government zoo or central government zoo or ex-situ conservation facility, it is going as per their recruitment rules. That is probably around 35 years or 40 years around. But some in a private zoos or in private facilities, maybe they allow more than that also. But yes, definitely there are age criteria are there.
Sir, in Rajkot Zoo, what was the age limit for the criteria for wildlife? Officer
Hello.
and hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. In Rajkot Zoo, I meant to say that what was the age criteria for scientific officer or
See, right now, if one need to
like
apply, Rajkot Zoo is a Rajkot Municipal Corporation Zoo. So all
okay.
the recruitment rules are created by the administrative department of municipal corporation. So and as of now, as per the state government rules, the age criteria is around 35 years with some relaxations in some criterias. If they are fulfilling all those, they can get some relaxation also. And whenever there has been advertisement of particular post, the all the details has been given into that at what age person can apply to particular job or particular post. But I think minimum age, minimum, I'm not saying the minimum, but I'm saying the maximum is the 35. And the minimum is required to be, you need to be get qualified for that post, either with the age or either with the qualification.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Uh, any more questions? There is one more question is there. I've seen many boards of animal adoption in zoo, but you have told so many benefits of zoo in conservation. So where are we are lacking? Where we are lacking for the government is not putting funds in zoo in terms of research. See, it's not like that. Animal adoption is not to generating not only for generating funds. Of course, it is in certain zoos it plays a major role for generating fund. But animal adoption is the main objective is that to connect that particular person or particular institution or particular organization with the wildlife management with the particular species that I have adopted this and
Ravi sir, your network is not good. We are not able to hear you.
Yes, we are not able to hear the.
Ravi sir,
Hello, sir.
let me just call Ravi sir. Just a second, everyone. Dear all, we are just waiting for the speaker to reconnect. I request all of you to wait for a minute.
Hello there.
Yeah, now audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, my phone crashed suddenly. I
Okay.
could get disconnected.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think rest of the questions can be asked personally to Ravi sir, definitely, us through email. So by concluding today's session, it was a very wonderful and very informative session on ex-situ conservation. Thank you so much, Ravi sir. In your entire session, you have covered all the possible understanding of zoos that we can get. Generally, not being
And
a
your
zoo
voice is
person,
also clear, not clear.
can you just mute yourself? Okay. So generally, we think that zoos are only for entertainment or education, but the zoos are also very important in the case like ex-situ conservation, breeding centers, species recovery programs. After that, you have explained about different roles that different post there in the zoos like curator, biologist, education officer, veterinarians, and particularly biologists. You have also explained about the different roles of biologists. Like biologists are very important person when the animal care and animal, daily routines are being noted down and informed to veterinarian and curator for further process. Then you have also explained that curators are the most important. Chavi ka tala is curator. So curators are also very important in the case of zoo management, and generally we don't know about the curator much. So in detail, you have also explained about the importance of curator in zoo management. Lastly, you have also explained that how veterinarians, curators, and biologists are interconnected in entire zoo management things, and how zookeepers, animal keepers give the baseline information about animal conditions and how they, work for animal health care. You have also explained different success stories of species recovery programs such as vulture program, pygmy hawk program, red panda recovery program, and recently the great Indian bustard stories. We all are aware that how the ex-situ conservation is doing wonderful efforts for reviving great Indian bustard. Lastly, you have also explained about different recent opportunities in zoos all over the world and in Gujarat. So we are also very, very thankful to aware our audience about the current vacancies and wants in the field of zoo management and ex-situ conservation. So with this, I once again thank you so much. I over to Sabha for formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Sabnam, for summarizing my presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. As it is time for the closure of the session, it is my privilege to present vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank our esteemed guest or speaker, Mr. Ravi Chauhan. Thank you, sir, for the insightful and interesting talk or session. It really expand our knowledge regarding the wildlife conservation and the job opportunities in this field. Secondly, I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor of Bhattakavi Narsingh Mehta University, Professor Pratap Singh Chauhan sir, for his constant guidance and leadership. Now, I would like to thank the Director of CWCS, Dr. Nishit Dharaya, for providing such opportunities. A very special thanks to the coordinator, Dr. Shabnam Sayyed, for organizing this webinar series. Thanks to Sakhi for conducting the session so smoothly. Lastly, thank you, all the students, scholars, and all the other participants for being good listeners. You guys really made this webinar successful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sabha. Thank you, Sakhi. Thank you, Dr. Sabnam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Wonderful to
Sabha.
talk
Thank
with
you,
you
Ravi,
all.
sir. I want to request everyone, can you please open your cameras so we can have a screenshot that can be a group photo.
Sorry, everyone. I cannot be there in the camera because I have some issues with my webcam. But my name is there.
Of course. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending from all the corners of India. Like we have different participants from different states. So it's so wonderful to connect with all of you. I think we can make one WhatsApp group also when we will complete our webinar and we will continue our connection.
Definitely.
Yes.
Actually, I would like to say if the candidate students are there, see, as Savnam told that they can create a WhatsApp group to stay connected with each and every one. I would like to suggest everyone one more thing. During your entire study period or while you are pursuing any career, if you are attending any conferences or workshops, these conference and workshops play a major role in building a career wherever you are. So just the conferences are not for just for attending, but actually it is for making contacts. So attend this workshops, conferences, and make some contacts. It will take you to the at another level. If you can get some opportunities in India or in abroad, this contacts will help you to guide you properly over there. So always communicate well, always stay in contact. If you are in connection with anyone, just don't ghost anyone anytime. Just stay connected with each and everyone. And if anyone has any queries, I am available at Rajkot Zoo. I am available on phone. I am available on email. If anyone has anything to ask, you can contact me.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye everyone. Have a wonderful day.